APC's 2027 game plan, structure, slogan, and the gaps in between. Welcome back to Royal Media. Thanks for always being here. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This channel brings to you verified news. My people, let's listen to the detail of the story. Say what you will about the All Progressive Congress, but Tuesday's strategic summit at the presidential villa show a party that is at least honest enough to diagnose its own problems, and in Nigerian politics that is nothing. Governor Hope Uzodinma, chairman of the Progressive Governor Forum, stood before a room packed with governors, lawmakers, and party officials and said something you really hear from a ruling party. The problem is not policy failure, the problem is a communication failure, and that failure is on us. That kind of conduct deserves some respect. It is easy for a party that controls the presidency, the National Assembly, and 30 out of 36 governorship seats to rest on its laurel and pretend everything is fine. Uzodinma didn't do that. He essentially told his own people, we are winning on policy but losing on perception. And if we didn't fix that before 2027, we will have ourselves to blame. And he came armed with numbers to back the policy argument. Foreign reserve increased from $32 billion in May 2023 to $49 billion by February 2026. Inflation down from 22.4% to 15.15% by December 2025. Oil production up. Dangote refinery is operational. Minimum wage moved from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira. Student loan flowing through NAF fund. Tax reform designed to protect low-income earners are in the pipeline. These are not small numbers. By any objective measure, the Tinubu administration inherited a badly damaged economy, and the indicators suggest the reforms are beginning to gain traction. The question Uzodinma raised, and it is the right question, is why aren't more Nigerians feeling it? Part of the answer is time. Macroeconomic reforms are stubborn things. They show up in spreadsheets long before they show up in the price of the garri at the market. Foreign reserves can climb and inflation can fall. But the woman selling tomato in Wuse market and the bus driver in Kano measure the economy by what they can afford at the end of the day. Until the numbers on the spreadsheet translate to reflect in the marketplace, there will always be a perception gap. That is not unique to Nigeria or to this administration. It is the nature of structural reform everywhere in the world. But here is where Uzodinma's diagnosis gets interesting. He identified 4 specific weaknesses: fragmented communication, weak grassroots engagement templates, inconsistent membership strategy, and role confusion between party organs and support groups. These are not vague complaints. They are operational gaps with operational solutions, and the governor laid out a clear timeline to address them. A unified measuring guide within 14 days, state-level alignment meetings within 30 days, world-level engagement template within 60 days, quarterly performance review after that. If the APC actually followed through on this roadmap, it will represent something genuinely new in Nigerian party politics, a move from personality-driven mobilization to institutional system. Let's be honest, APC has always been a coalition of big men held together by shared interests rather than shared ideology. The party was built that way in 2013, and it has operated that way since. So when Uzodinma talk about philosophy over expediency and structure over improvisation, He is trying to fix a foundational weakness that is ambitious and commendable. Whether the party has the discipline to execute it is the question that 2027 will answer. The APC national chairman, Natawa Yawada, struck a more combative tone. While we reform, they complain. While we build, they broadcast despairs. While we structure, they speculate. And he said of the opposition, as political rhetoric goes, it lands well. And there is some truth to it. The major opposition parties have been long on criticism and remarkably short on credible alternatives. If you are going to attack the APC's economic reform, the least you can do is tell Nigerians what you would do differently. On that score, the opposition has been woefully inadequate. That said, the APC should be careful not to dismiss all criticism as opposition noise. Some of the frustration Nigerians feel about the cost of living and the pace of change is real and legitimate. Even if the opposition tries to exploit it for political gain, the smartest thing the ruling party can do is separate genuine criticism concern from opposition theatrics and address the former with urgency. Lumping everything together as noise is a trap the PDP fell into before 2015, and we all know how that ended. The most intriguing moment of the summit came from Vice President Kashim Shettima. He claimed that without the central bank recent intervention, the naira would have strengthened to 1,000 to the dollar in weeks, not months. He said the CBN generously intervened to maintain market stability. If accurate, that is a significant statement about the trajectory of the currency. It suggests the underlying foundational are stronger than current exchange rate reflects, and that the CBN is managing the pace of appreciation to avoid destabilizing stock. Currency markets are complicated animals. A naira that appreciates today quickly can hurt exporters and disrupt trade patterns even as it benefits consumers. So there may be sound economic logic behind the intervention, but the administration needs to explain this more clearly to ordinary Nigerians. Because on the surface, telling people the naira was about to get much stronger but will slow it down is a hard sell at the pump price. Shettima also noted that 5 of the 7 major investment decisions taken in Africa last year were made in Nigeria. He verified that speaks to growing investor confidence, and it is the kind of metrics that should feature prominently in any measuring guide the party produce. The next step, and more difficult one, is ensuring those investments translate into jobs and opportunities for ordinary Nigerians, particularly the millions of young people entering the labor market every year. Perhaps the most politically astute observation came from Shettima when he said elections are not conducted on social media platforms. Elections are conducted by Nigerians who vote in their own language. That single line captured the APC central challenge. You can have the best microeconomic data in the world, but if you cannot explain what it means to a farmer in Kebbi or a trader in Onitsha, in terms they understand and feel, the data is politically useless. Secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, reinforced this with a contribution that was arguably the most practical of the day. He calls for delivery coordination units at the state level, commitment trackers, smart deliverables, and quarterly performance review may sound like corporate boardroom talk, but that is precisely what Nigerian governance need more of. Less ceremony, more measurements, fewer speech about transformation, more dashboard showing which roads were completed, which schools were built, and which health centers are stocked with drugs. If progressive governors adopt even half of Akume's framework, the difference will show. Here is the bottom line. The APC deserve credit for holding a summit that was more self-critical than celebratory. The numbers Uzodinma cited are real, and they tell a story of an economy that is slowly turning a corner. The structural proposal for party mobilization, if executed, could give the APC a genuine organizational advantage heading into 2027. But the party must understand that the ultimate messaging guide is not a document, it is delivery. If the reforms produce tangible improvements in the lives of ordinary Nigerians over the next 18 months, the party will need summit to sell its message. Nigerians will do the selling themselves, and that is the kind of communication no opposition can throw out with noise. So my people, what is your take on this? Please drop your comments below the comment section, and also do us a favor